Guys, so today we're going to be making a no yeast calzone here. We've got some baking powder, we've got some avocado oil there, I've got some salt, we've got some meat to go in, we've got some cheese, we've got our flour here, and then I've got that leftover pasta mix that I made yesterday. There's chicken in that in here. So I'll be using all these recipes here to make our calzones in the oven. Alright guys, so we're going to start with 4 cups of all-purpose flour here, so 4. So that's 4 cups there. Next we're going to use 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So this is the 4th one here. Now if you didn't know, we're going to be making 8 calzones here, so that way each of us can have 2. I'm also making it for my parents and my husband. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of salt here. I like the kosher salt. Next is 2 tablespoons of that avocado oil. So there's 1. That there is 2, and then we're going to put some warm water in here and then connect it to my KitchenAid mixer. The next step is 1.5 cups of warm water. You don't want it boiling, just tap warm. Now I've got my dough attachment there. I'm going to close it down and start mixing it for a few minutes there. We'll start it on light there. Just gonna make a little dough. Alright guys, so this dough looks beautiful. I'm just gonna get an egg out and ready and line my pans with parchment paper. We've got that egg in there. We're gonna mix it up really good. If you got a little spatula brush like this, excellent, use it. This is how you're gonna create that nice golden cover over top as like a little egg wash over it. So pretty much you're just gonna knead your dough because we're gonna be separating this into 8 different pieces there. You kind of want to make them nice even tennis ball sizes of 8 pieces. This is already pretty well mixed from my KitchenAid, so we're just really doing a little bit more to add in there. Okay. And just kind of roll this out a little bit. So there we have 8 different dough balls there. So we're going to take one at a time, roll it out, fill it up, press the sides, put it on parchment paper. So to me that's looking great. Now we're going to start adding in a layer of meat here, followed by some sauce and some cheese. So we've got our little salami meat in there. We're going to put a couple spoonfuls of this in there, followed by cheese. So now it's looking like that. We're going to add some cheese over it. Now it's looking like that. We'll fold it over and close it. So that there was the next step. You just literally take your fork and you're gonna make these little art lines on it. Just help seal it and close it. And then I just add my finger on it just to make sure it closes nice and solid in there. Alright guys, there we have another one ready to be folded over. Alright guys, so these are coming along beautifully in my opinion. I'm just gonna make 4 more and then we'll put an egg wash over them. Alright guys, this is the last one I'm making here, and then we'll pop it with an egg wash and into the oven. Just rolling it out. We're going to stuff it. You want to make sure when you're making these calzones that you don't fill it out right to the edge, otherwise it won't seal properly. You don't want your, toppings exploding out from the inside. And you still want to keep it thick enough where it's not going to get soggy inside and open up. So hopefully I've done a good job myself, but I guess we'll find out once I'm done cooking it, kind of how it turns out. I guess you could say this is almost like making a roti right now, but not quite the same. Just want to roll your dough out nicely. Get a good little circle as much as you can, and then you're going to be folding it in half, kind of like a moon, I guess, shape. see again looking like that. Not the perfect circle, but who really cares, guys? They're gonna turn out like this anyways, and like those ones over there. You can see again looking like that. Not the perfect circle, but who really cares, guys? They're gonna turn out like this anyways, and like those ones over there. Now we're gonna start with that meat again on the bottom. This one might have a little bit extra in there because I've got some left over and I'm not going to waste it. So we're just going to pop this in here next. Layer it on the bottom. It's going to be more of a jam-packed one, it looks like. I'm going to throw some cheese. Do a little bit more cheese. And we're going to stuff some of that little meat on there again, break it up in pieces. And then we're going to be rolling it in just a second there. So this here is going to come up over top of it like so. And then you're going to pinch the corners here. Just kind of glue it all together, get it nice and stuck there. Kind of folding the edges over if needed. This one is definitely a nice little jam-packed one. Side's not sticking as well, so I'm going to fold it over, press it into itself, and go back again with my fork. And I like to press my finger all into it, making sure that there's no area to lose here. I want to make sure it's glued really nicely together. And then I'm going to use my nice big spatula here to help me scoop it up without breaking it. Just gentle little taps here. Call them little love taps here. Just get it off gently. Lightly pick it up now, and we're going to pop. So we are just going to cut some vents into here now, just a couple through the top here. That way we don't get a super soggy or exploding calzone. So we're going to be taking that nice little egg wash there, and we're just going to be painting over top of that. Give that nice kind of golden finish there. Guys, those are coated with that beautiful egg wash. Now we're going to add in this Tuscan Italian seasoning here. Just kind of sprinkle it over top. Again, we're going to add it over here as well. Alright guys, so these are ready to go in the oven. The oven is set at 425. It's already been preset here. I'm going to pop that in, and then we'll grab the other one as well in there. Not sure if they'll fit side by side, but we'll see kind of what we can manage there. So we'll kind of try that for about 15 to 20 minutes in there. So those are cooking now. I had to put them in 2 different rows there, so we'll see what we get in a few minutes. Alright guys, so we swapped those in the oven, put it in for another 5 minutes. I just threw together a little bit of ghee, some tomato sauce, and some seasoning here just to make almost like a marinara dip. I didn't have exactly marinara, but I'm just trying to make a little bit of a dipping sauce, I guess I would say. So there's some parsley, basil, some ginger and garlic in here. Yeah, sort of something like that. I've also added in that beautiful oregano just to kind of create some flavors in there for the calzones. They're almost ready, just making it a little bit more golden. Alright guys, I just turned the oven off. These are looking ready. I can start seeing them seep out a little bit there. Sorry, my oven's a little bit dirty right now, but they are definitely getting cooked in there. I'm going to pull this out. Alright guys, so these look fantastic. They've kind of gotten a little bit of that golden color now. You can see the color has changed a bit on there. The insides are oozing out a little bit. So to me, these are ready. I've cooked them a little bit longer than what it, sorry, usually would cook. Usually it's about 15 to 20 minutes. I probably did about 25-ish minutes roughly, so that is the finished product there. I'll put some sauce in my little bowls there and then serve them on a plate for my husband and parents, and of course myself. So now you actually want to let these rest for about 5 minutes before serving, okay? Alright guys, so that there's the final product. I've already given parents theirs upstairs, so this is mine and my husband's here. They look absolutely delicious and I cannot wait to eat it. So that is a calzone there, guys. Homemade dough and everything.
You are known to be quite charitable. Precisely what this new room